Hi everyone, this is Queen Bee. Welcome to 4050 More. Um, if this is your first time, this is a chit chat. I do this weekly. I put out videos weekly for people, the more mature people. People from, I'm not saying people under 40 are not mature, but I'm just saying for the older people from 40, 50, and much more. Because there's tons and tons of videos out there for the younger people. So I thought, why not put out something for, the older people? Anyways, so if you watched my intro, my chit chat today is basically about setting boundaries. So, boundaries, I mean, drawing a line and saying to people, this is what is acceptable to me. Because it's so easy for people to, make so much demands that you keep saying yes, 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 yes. And really, what you're saying internally is no, 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 no. So why suffer for other people when you can really just say, you know what, this is what I can do, and this is what I can't do, and let people just deal with it. So, how do you do this? For friends and family, it can be a bit difficult because one, you're emotionally invested in the relationship. So you're trying not to hurt people's feelings. And then you end up being a people pleaser where you're always saying yes, yes, even when you really don't want to say yes. I remember growing up as a young girl, I didn't know that I was a people pleaser. All I know is that I was very kind and well, I still am kind, but I was just one person that you can ask for favors, and I would say yes without even thinking about it, and I'll do it happily. And I think when you're a yes yes person, people are drawn to you like magnets because they know that if everyone else says no, you will say yes. And I used to do like things happily for people, not even knowing that I was being used and I really didn't even realize this until late in my 40s. That's when I realized that, hey, hang on a minute, I've been a people pleaser all my life. People have been using me all my life. People have been taking advantage of my kindness and my willingness to help. Even when it goes outside of my comfort zone, I would stretch myself to help people. So, what I realized was that when I realized that I was being used, I started getting angry. When I noticed the signs that I'm being used, I get angry. But yet, I was still enabling these people and still being a yes person and a people pleaser. But then I was reacting by being upset that I was being used. I didn't know where to draw the line. I didn't know how to say no. So I had to learn how to say no. And even then, it was a struggle. It was difficult. If you're a people pleaser, trust me, it is hard to say no. And that had nothing to do with my self esteem. It had nothing to do with me as a person not having self worth. I was just basically a kind person. And I know that there's so many people out there who are like me, that people take advantage of you. But then the users don't see you as kind. They just see you as available. So you are available to them to use as they please. Capiche? So I'll give you an example. Maybe you have a mother-in-law. So I'm using mother-in-law now because I'm believing that 40, 50 more, you've probably either been married, divorced, in a long-term relationship, or you've had to deal with a relative of your partner or your husband or whoever. So you say you have a mother-in-law who comes to your house and she tries to set the rules in your home because she knows what her son likes. Her son likes things done like this, things done like that, and she totally ignores how you have been doing things that your son hasn't complained about. Her son hasn't complained about. And then she suddenly wants to take control every time she visits. So whenever she's coming, you're panicking. Oh my God, she's going to come and take over my home. No, you can set boundaries. So if you have a difficult mother-in-law who comes to you and wants to rule your home, you can say, please, Mama, no, this is how we do things here. This is how so and so likes it. Okay, Mama, yes, your idea is good, but I'd rather we do it this way. This is how I would like to have it done. Yes, you might hurt her feelings, but you're setting boundaries. So there's no point not saying anything to her, but then reacting by either not having her come visit you at all, or having an antagonistic relationship with her, and then you're constantly depressed because you're in an environment that you're not comfortable with. So you can set boundaries. You can either go through your partner or your husband and say to her, look, this is what your mother always does when she comes to this house. I'm not happy with it. I'm not comfortable with it. I appreciate her trying to do things her way, but this is how I would like to do things my way. If you could please try in the best way possible to let your mother know. Now, as you all know, you have some sons who are wimps who can't say nothing to mama. They can't say anything because out of respect, cultural and other things. So you might be left, to fight your own battles. It's not like a really serious battle or anything, but you would have to find ways of getting the message across. So that's mother-in-laws. So it doesn't have to be war. You can get your point across in a very nice way. Okay, with friends. There are some friends who are so demanding. It's always, let's do this and let's do that and let's do that. And they have no considerations about how you feel, your opinion. It's all about me, them. So you always find you're tagging along in other people's plans where you've had no say. Do you have such friends? Okay. What you can do is say, hey, hold up. Your plan is great. I am excited about the plan, but let's have it this way. Because if we do it your way, I might not be able to go, or I might not be able to, I don't see me enjoying myself. Can we do it this way? And can we do it that way? If you have a very pushy friend, it might cause problems, but you need to stand your grounds and say, listen, I have compromised so many times when you've made your plans. Even when it wasn't conducive for me, I've come along. But now on this occasion, I'm not comfortable with this plan. Can we do this? And can we do that? And if we don't do it this way, unfortunately, on this occasion, I can't go or I can't come. The one very popular issue that I know is always a problem in the Nigerian community is weddings, where everyone wants to have a say in your wedding planning, or maybe it's your child's wedding, because at this point, most of our kids are getting married, and everyone else wants to have a say. You need to say, hey, hold up, this is my show. This is my child. This is my son. This is my daughter. This is how I want it done. Especially when it comes to things like Ashoebi. Ashoebi is where, if you're not Nigerian and you don't know, Ashoebi is when the families wear different colors in clothing, and so to differentiate the bride and the groom. So that is often a point of contention where everyone has a say, and there's people getting mad and people not wanting to come to the wedding and blah, blah, blah. But you just have to be really, really careful to manage the situation and, make your point across, set your lines and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. I can understand if it's not convenient for you. If it's not, you don't have to wear this, the Ashoebi. You can come dressed in whatever you like. And if this is not what you like, then, what's your alternative? You can have a compromise. So sometimes, little things like that can really cause a major problem in families when it comes to big events like weddings. Okay, another issue for me is friends who always ask, demanding, always in need, always have a problem, always want to be bailed out. And then you're the pleaser who's always bailing them out, giving, 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 even when you don't want to give. Even if you're a millionaire and you have all the money in the world, you don't want to be seen to be used. Nobody wants to be seen to be used. Sometimes, yes, the issues are genuine, but sometimes there are people who just are users. So where do you draw the line? You have to draw the line. Otherwise, you're going to keep being upset and feel used. So you can either find solution to their problems and try to resolve the issue from the foundation of the problem. So say if it's someone that probably is out of a job and doesn't have a job, maybe you can find ways to help them find a job, or think of ways that they can start a business or something, and then give them the support to start that business, so they stop coming back to you. Or you can say, listen, I'm helping you out this time. This is it. I might not be able to help you again the next time if you come back because blah, 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 because blah, blah, blah. So let that person know. Otherwise, they're going to keep coming back to you. And guess what? Yeah, you're going to be angry, and then you probably would overreact, or you would go about complaining to other friends who might take that complaint back to this friend, and then that friend comes, and that friend has the nerve to come back to confront you to say, hey, I heard you said so and so. Trust me, if you don't set standards or boundaries, people like that will come and use you. So children, yes, your children. As we get older, we have those kids who will think that they could keep pushing the envelope, tugging at our heartstrings. Oh, mommy, I need this. Oh, daddy, I need this. Oh, mommy, this has happened. Oh, daddy, this has happened. No. 18, you're an adult. Yes, in African cultures, we're never adults in our parents' eyes. So yes, we support the kids. We try to get them settled and everything. But then you have some kids who are so dependent on home that they can't even stand on their own 2 feet. So you need to set boundaries and say, listen, this is what I can do for you. This is what I can do for you. This is what you have to do for yourself. Because the next time you come back, the answer is going to be no. Yeah? I know it's difficult because you've got your emotions involved, and it's hard to say no to people, but you have to learn to say no because of your own mental well-being. Because people will continue to use you if you don't draw that line in the sand and say, this is what is acceptable to me. Anything other than that, unacceptable. People are going to think that you have changed. People are going to say, oh, what's up with her? Blah, blah, blah. No, you're number one now. You need to take care of you. As you get older, if this is something you haven't done before and you don't have boundaries, you need to consider it now. Think about it. What are your trigger points? What are the things that people do to you that make you upset? You're getting upset because people are crossing your invisible line that you have set, and they don't know that these lines exist. You have to communicate this thing. It's not basically calling someone and say, sit down, this is my line, you can't cross this. No, it's down to your behavior. When some people might be smart enough to pick on it, and others might decide to totally ignore. They see those lines, but they totally ignore and see how far they can push you. So for your health, you need to set boundaries, because otherwise you're going to be upset, and yet you don't know how to express your source of anger. But you know deep down that that's because someone has crossed the line. You could be in a relationship where someone is constantly making you upset, but not knowing that they're making you upset because they're constantly crossing that boundaries that you have set, invisible boundaries that you have set that they're not aware of. You need to bring that to their attention. Sometimes even demands at church. I've been a worker in the church, and I know that there's so many people out there who are workers in the church. And there's so many demands on you, regardless of what your own plans are and what your activities are and what other demands that you have. But then people use, spiritual guilt to make you, to do things that you're not really comfortable doing, or you don't have the time to do it. Service is out of your own kindness of your heart and your service to God and not to man. So you need to know to say, you know what, today I can't come to this event, I can't come to that event, I can come to the next one, just so that people are aware. Anyway, so there's so much to talk about when it comes to setting boundaries. I know that because it's been a personal experience, and I know how I struggle to get myself out of that situation, and I'm a better person for it now. I'm a happier person. I know when to say no, and I say no without guilt. I say no, not having a conscience about it. I don't go back and think, oh my God, I just said no to the one. No, no is no. Hi, I'm sorry I can't do this on this occasion. Maybe next time. Maybe you have a friend who just barges on you on all the time without notice. They just show up at your door, and then you have to entertain, and you're no, no, no. Hey, we are not home today. You don't even have to lie about it. Just say, unfortunately, today's not a good day. Can we make plans for another time? So you're going to hurt people's feelings, but what about you? So the whole idea is taking care of you, making sure your mental health is good as you get older. You become a happier person. You engage better with people. You don't have to put up a pretense, a false persona just to please other people. You got to please you. So, hey, if you enjoyed my chit chat today, don't forget to subscribe. You have to. Go to YouTube, check for 4050more and subscribe. Share if you like this, and make a comment if you care. Okay. Have a good day. Thank you for coming. Ciao, Bella.